Hey, it's John Warren here from Dropship Breakthrough. In this video, you're going to discover how to find profitable, high-ticket dropshipping products to sell online. Okay, so you're thinking of starting a dropshipping business. The first thing that you need to do when you're planning on starting a dropshipping business is to work out what products you're going to sell and who you're going to sell them to. Now, we focus on high ticket dropshipping, and that basically means selling products with an average price of $800 or more, right up to $10,000 products and even beyond that. Now, if you want to learn more about high ticket dropshipping, make sure you check out one of our videos where we answer that exact question. What is high ticket dropshipping? And you can learn more there. As a quick recap though, high ticket dropshipping involves finding high ticket products that are sourced from local manufacturers and suppliers and selling those products to customers in the same country. For example, selling products sourced from suppliers in the US to customers based in the US. Now, when we're high ticket dropshipping, we are focused on identifying product categories that are viable rather than just one specific product. So for example, if my category is infrared saunas, I'm aiming to sell all of the infrared sauna models on the market rather than just one specific infrared sauna. Now, some people refer to this as a niche or a market-based approach. So how do we find profitable products to dropship? Well, the good news is that there are literally tons of high ticket product categories out there that you can sell in that do work. The secret to finding the right high ticket products to dropship is to use the right criteria and do a little bit of research. So let's start with our 7-step profitable product criteria. Now, when we're researching products, we measure potential products against these criteria. If a product ticks the boxes, then it's good to go. It's a viable product to dropship. I'm going to walk you through them quickly, and then we're actually going to do this on screen. So I'll jump onto my screen behind me and I'll walk you through an actual example of doing this research and applying the criteria. Now, our first criteria is the right price. The price needs to be on average $800 or more. 2, is there too much competition? We do want competition because that means people are buying the product online, but we don't want to see too much competition. On the US market, you're looking for less than 15 direct online competitors on average for the products in the category you're researching. Number 3, does it fit an enthusiast market? So we want products that people buy because they want to, not because they have to. For example, infrared saunas. People buy them because they want to improve their health, but an infrared sauna isn't required to live a healthy life. Number 4, is there enough people in the market for the product? Now, high ticket products are primarily marketed on search engines like Google. So we want to make sure that there are enough people searching for the product online to build a business around. So once again, in the US market, you want to see around 20,000 searches per month on average throughout the year. Number 5, are there enough suppliers of the product in the local market? So we're aiming to identify at least 10 suppliers in the product category that we want to sell. Number 6, is the product an evergreen product? So we want to find products that have consistently been on the market for years. That means we can build a reliable business around them. We don't want to target products that have just popped up overnight. Now, while they could be good products, we don't want to sell them too early in their life cycle because we don't yet know if they're going to become an established long-term product. And number 7, is there recurring revenue potential associated with the product? Now, is it likely the product will buy more than one over time, or can you think of other products that are related to that product that your ideal customer might also buy? So now we have our 7-step profitable product criteria, we can crack on into our research. And the first step to landing on a profitable product type to sell is to think up a bunch of ideas, a good old bit of old-fashioned brainstorming. For this part, I'm going to jump over onto my screen that you see behind me, and I'm going to walk you through the research steps on screen and tick those boxes for a particular idea so that you can see exactly how to do it and you can go out today and start doing this yourself. Okay, so the first step in our research is actually, as I mentioned, to brainstorm some ideas. And I like to record my ideas in a spreadsheet much like the one you see on the screen. And as a reminder, if you'd love to get this template and some other research tools that we use to find profitable high ticket products, just look below in the description on this video and you'll find some links to further training where you can get downloads of all of these things. So you can see on the screen that I've filled out some of these ideas already, and I've just been brainstorming up some ideas. We start with brainstorming because, if you just start with one idea and it doesn't work out, then you've got to think up another one and another one. I actually find it easier to just start by thinking up a bunch of ideas and researching them one by one, really letting my mind go free. And that's how I tend to find and come up with my favorite ideas. So what you want to do is you want to just jot down maybe 20, at least minimum of 10, but maybe 20 product categories that you think could be high ticket products. And I'll literally start just by thinking of, well, what are expensive things that I've bought? How about my friends, my family? What do they do? What are products that they need, that they want to buy, not what they need to buy? Do they have any hobbies? Do they play any sports? What are my friends and family passionate about? And that's really a great starting point. Now, if you want to go further than that, you can jump onto Google and search, just make Google searches like things that people are passionate about, or hobbies that people have, or sports that people play. And what you'll find is that Google will actually give you websites that are devoted to just lists of things that people do because they want to. And of course, that's one of our criteria, is that we're looking for enthusiast markets here. So I've got some ideas here you can see on the screen. And I've already done some of the research on this spreadsheet, but I've got one idea there towards the bottom, infrared saunas, that you can see right here, that I'm going to jump in and just start looking at now and walk you through the research steps to tick off our 7 profitable product criteria. So, and you can see for some of the ones that I've done before, I've got a column for each of my criteria, and I've got a range of different answers. Now, some of these products that I've got here don't end up being viable products to sell. And so going through the research, I've identified that. So actually there was one here, office machines. It wasn't an enthusiast market, so it didn't tick my box there. So I'm going to say no on that one. I've got a final column here to say if the product's approved or not. So back to the infrared saunas. The first step in our research is to jump onto good old Google. You can see it on the screen here, and just type in, the description of the product category that you're researching. So infrared sauna is it for me. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a Google search, and we'll of course come up with the main Google interface here, which is fantastic. But what I actually want to do is I want to go into the shopping tab. So the Google shopping tab, which you'll see right here. If I click on that, I'm going to get taken to a list of all of the infrared saunas, or products that Google might think are closely related to that are being advertised by online retailers. And this is the best place to do your research for higher ticket products, because I can come in here and I can see where my competition is going to be. And I'll tell you right now that when I start selling infrared saunas, Google Shopping is one of the places that I'm going to do my own marketing, and I'm going to advertise my products for sale. So coming on here and looking will uncover for me how much are the products, how much competition is there, how many suppliers are there, which you'll remember from earlier in the video are all criteria that we're looking to identify. So my first criteria is the price right? So we're looking for an average price of $800 or more. And I can go down this list here and I can see these are all infrared saunas. So what does the price look like? Well, we can see $1,000, $1,500, $1,700, $3,500. So that's a pretty consistent price of over $1,000. Now there are some cheaper kind of tent ones here, but for the majority of them, $2,500, nearly $7,000 over here. So we can see that quite clearly, this one's even getting close to $10,000. We've got the right price. So if I went back to my spreadsheet, I would say the price, I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to say on average it's $1,500 plus, right? So that's a yes from me. Now my second criteria was, is there too much competition? So what I'm looking for here is how many people can I see selling the products? No, so this is slightly different to what are the brands. This is how many people are selling the products. And so I'm going to just look through the list, and the seller of the product is this blue line here when you're looking at Google Shopping ads. Google Shopping will also show you how many stores are selling a particular product. So for example, this one, I can see that there is 5 or more stores selling this one. There's 3 or more stores selling this one. There's 25 plus stores selling this one. So remember, we were aiming for an average of 15 or less competitors. So this particular product might have too many people selling it. And certainly 25 plus is too many. But If I look at the other products, we can see 5+4 stores, 5+, 10+, 2 stores. These are not too competitive across the whole range. So for this one, I'm going to go right in and say that there is not too much competition here. There are definitely people selling infrared saunas online, and that's a good thing. A lot of these are paid advertisements. And so people are not going to be running paid ads if they're not selling products for very long, because of course they would go broke. So I'm going to say that the competition is good. So less than 15 competitors on average. So that's good. All right, my third criteria, does it fit an enthusiast market? So for this one, you do kind of use your own judgment here. So does it fit an enthusiast market? Well, it's the simple question to ask is, do people need this product? So is this a need product? Well, no, the answer is no. Nobody needs an infrared sauna, right? Now, there may be benefits to using an infrared sauna. I'm not going to go into that debate, but people buy these because they want to. And there are a range of reasons why people buy them. They're mostly related to health and wellness. And so people buy them because they want to improve, or they're passionate about improving their health and their wellness. And so for me, that means it is an enthusiast market. And we want an enthusiast market because it makes the marketing that we're going to do to sell the products down the track much, much easier. I'm going to say that yes, in my spreadsheet, it's an enthusiast market. Now, my next question is there enough people in the market for the product? So are there enough people searching? Now, to work this out, we need to use a little tool. So I'm using the Chrome browser here, and I like to use a little extension for Chrome called Keyword Surfer. Now you can go into the Chrome Web Store and just look for Keyword Surfer here and add it to your Chrome browser, and it comes up here in a little icon over here you'll see up in my toolbar. Now when you've got that installed, if you go to a search result page, and I'm just going to go back here to the first Google search I did on the main all Google search results, you'll see I now have this little window here with the results from Keyword Surfer. And what it's showing me here is search terms that are related to my original search term, which is infrared sauna, and the number of people per month in the market that are making that exact search. And so I've made this search for the US market, and you'll see here we've got the American flag up here, and I can see infrared saunas, 74,000 people. So that means 74,000 people are searching infrared saunas. If I can go down further, and you'll see that there might be variations on that are still relevant. So that in and of itself means I'd said you want to look for a minimum of 20,000 searches a month. So we're already well above that. But if, let's say, I'd come up with a result that was a bit closer and I wanted to know more, I can look down at some further pages here, and I can see infrared sauna for sale. There's another 3,600 people. Infrared portable sauna, 3,600 people. Portable infrared sauna, 3,600 people. So I can add these all together because they're all still about infrared saunas and people who are searching for infrared saunas and likely to buy them. And it may take me past that 20,000, but there is easily enough search traffic here that I found using the Keyword Surfer tool. I'm going to say that yes, there are enough searches happening. Now, our next criterion, we're getting towards the end of the list, is can we see enough suppliers of the product that we want to sell? And so for that, I'm going to head back to the shopping tab, and we're actually going to look at some of our potential competitor stores. So when I say suppliers, it means brands that make the product in question. So if I go down here a little bit and we start looking at some of these products that we like, and let's find a competitor site. So let's take this one, this nice big $8,000 product. I want to come in, and I'm actually going to go through to this. So the seller is Northern Saunas. I'm actually going to go onto their website here, and here we can see the actual product on their website. Now, I would almost say certainly that this is a drop shipping website. This company is drop shipping this product. And what you're going to do to work out what brands they're selling is you're going to come in and look at their site. So, you know, they have infrared saunas. They also have traditional saunas. We'll come back to that in a second. But if I look, we can see that while this business is called Northern Saunas, that their products are called Clear Light. Sanctuary, Clear Light. So the brand of these saunas is actually Clear Light. That's a brand of sauna. So I can see here that is the brand that this particular site sells. Now, if I go back to Google here and I jump onto another site, this is a different retailer, My Sauna World. So what do they sell? Well, we can see under here that they have a list of their brands. And so we can see there's Almost Heaven Saunas, Baltic Leisure, Golden Design Saunas, Sauna Core, Thera Sauna. These are all suppliers. So right there, I found 5 brands already just by looking at 2 websites. I've identified 5 brands, and I would keep going through all of these different sellers that I've found here who are going to be my future competitors and see what brands they have listed on their site. Now, I've already had a quick look at this before, and I know that there are more than 10 brands of infrared saunas that I was able to identify, which was my minimum. So I would go into here and I would say suppliers, I found 10 plus, and so that would satisfy that particular criteria. Now, our next one is it an evergreen product? So that means, is there enough ongoing interest? Is it a new market? Is it a market that's been around for a while? And do I think it's going to be stable into the future? I mean, we don't want to go to all the effort of building a business and starting to market a business if for a fad product, a product that's just come on the market one day and people are going to stop buying it in 2 or 3 months, and then I'm going to have to start from scratch again. That's actually not what we want. When we're building a high ticket dropshipping business, we're actually trying to build a business that can run for years and keep making profit off that, or build an asset that we can actually sell for, and these can sell for multiple 7 figures. So to find out if something's evergreen, we use a free tool called Google Trends. So you can just go onto Google and search Google Trends, or go to trends.google.com. So when you come in here, you want to, once again, infrared, and you want to do a search using this tool. Now what this tool does is it measures how much search activity there's been, and make sure you set your country to the country you're planning to sell in. And by the way, I mean, you can do high ticket dropshipping in any country where there is an existing e-commerce market. So if you're in a country where people buy things online, you can do high ticket dropshipping there. So if you're in Australia, if you're in the US, if you're in Europe, if you're in the UK, if you're in Canada, these are all countries that you can do this high ticket dropshipping in. What Google's going to show us is interest over time in the product. And it's going to give you this little squiggly graph with a score from 0 up to 100. 100 means high interest, very high interest. 0 means zero interest, basically. So it's a nice, quick and easy tool to use to work out what the variation in interest for a particular an activity around a particular search term is. Now this will by default show us the past 12 months. I want to go a bit further than that. I want to look at the last 5 years. And so we can see here that there's been interest for infrared saunas. It goes up and down throughout the year a little bit, which is quite normal for most categories, to be honest. But it's never been down around 0. And what you're looking for is, are there any really steep drop-offs from like 0 to 100 and then all the way back down to 0 in a short space of time? If you see that, that's a bit of a worry. And I would probably say that no, that is not an evergreen product. But we can see for the last 5 years that there has been fairly consistent around 50 on average for the interest score, but there's plenty of periods where it peaks right up to over that into the 80s, 90s, even up to 100. And we can also see that the baseline has slightly been increasing over time. And that's a good thing. So these products are, more and more people slowly and gradually are starting to search for infrared sauna. And that's a good thing. So for me, looking at that, I can see there's consistent interest over the past 5 years. That means it's highly unlikely that interest is going to disappear for infrared saunas anytime soon. So I can feel good about building a high ticket dropshipping business with that as one of my product categories. So I'm going to go back into my research tool. I'm going to say, yes, it's evergreen. Now, the final criteria that I haven't answered for this one is, do I see recurring revenue potential? So once again, this is one that you need to think a little bit about yourself. So there's not recurring for this particular idea. I don't think there's recurring revenue potential for the core product itself. And what I mean by that is that I don't think most people are going to buy an infrared sauna, which is quite an expensive purchase, and then come back in 6 months' time and buy another infrared sauna or buy the exact same product again. That's highly unlikely to happen with this particular market. But can I think of this in some other ways? And this is really important that you have a little bit of a further think. So the next 2 questions is, are there other products that somebody might buy with an infrared sauna? So Are there like accessory type products that might go along with it? Or I could ask myself, are there other similar products that I could also sell on my site? Are there other related product categories that I could sell on my site as well as infrared saunas? And the way that you can do that, or the quickest way you can do that, is once again to go back and look at what are other stores selling who are selling this particular category. And so I went through some before and I saw things like outdoor saunas. Now, could somebody have an indoor sauna and an outdoor sauna? Yeah, I think they could, like a traditional sauna, which uses steam, and there's a range of products to sell there. So I could sell infrared saunas and I could sell outdoor saunas on the same site. I went to another site and saw heated towel rails, right? Towel rails that go on the wall alongside the sauna, which are heated, and people put their towels on them for after the sauna or after they have a shower after the sauna, or maybe they jump in an ice bath or something like that. And so I could sell these heated towel rails as well. And so those sell for like $1,000, right? So those are high ticket products in and of themselves. And there's a good chance that I could sell somebody an infrared sauna and a heated towel rail at the same time, or separately soon after. I mentioned ice baths just before. Could I also sell ice bath type products alongside infrared saunas? Now, a little bit of research into the uses of infrared saunas told me that people commonly use, the same sort of person would commonly use an infrared sauna and an ice bath. So I'm starting to generate lots of other ideas about how I can get recurring revenue in my business. And why is that one of our criteria? Well, quite simply, there's 3 ways you can grow a business. And one of those is to generate recurring revenue from the same customers. And recurring revenue means they buy from you again in the future. So it's an important part of our criteria because, once again, that helps us to know whether our business has a future or not. And so for this one, I think absolutely there is recurring revenue potential here. And so on my thing, I'm going to say, yes, there is recurring revenue. So if I look at my criteria for infrared saunas here, I can see that I've ticked all of my criteria, and I would say that yes, this is a valid, profitable, and approved product category to sell via a high ticket dropshipping business. Okay, so there you have it. You now know how to find profitable high ticket products to dropship online. You can literally go out and do this exercise for yourself today and start building a business tomorrow. So if you'd love to learn more about how to build a profitable high ticket dropshipping business, just look below in the comments to this video and you'll find some free resources that you can use to help you do just that. Got questions? Leave a comment. We'd love to chat. See you next time.